Hello, welcome to Once Upon a Surgery. I'm the host, Carrie Berlet, wife of world-renowned plastic surgeon, Dr. Anthony Berlet. We're here to dive deep into the stories behind the transformations, both inside and out. Today, I'm so excited to introduce my guest, Kim, and hear her story. She has a journey that includes one of resilience, self-love, and empowerment. We're here to spill the tea over plastic surgery with Kim. All right, and so I know some of your story, not the whole thing. Okay. So take me back. I know you lost a lot of weight. So what was the most, how tall are you, and what was the most you ever weighed?
I am 5'2".
Okay.
And at my highest weight, I was 277 pounds.
Wow. Okay, and now what do you weigh right now?
Right now, I am about 127.
Oh my gosh. So you lost more than you right now.
Yes, I did. I lost like a person and a half.
Okay, and so when you were at your highest, like how did you feel about yourself?
Oh, it was awful.
Really?
Yeah, it was awful. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to be seen in public.
Really?
I tried to hide under big clothes, and I just didn't want to be out there.
Okay. And so what motivated you? So you first lost weight using bariatric.
I had gastric sleeve surgery about 5-7 years ago.
Okay. And then how does that work? Like how long, so you get something put in and then
This is the gastric sleeve where they actually take off a portion of your stomach and you're left kind of with a banana-shaped stomach.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't have that much room for food anymore.
Okay. And so then you just naturally, and how much weight did you lose? So it was a year and a half you said it took?
It was about a year and a half. I got down to 130.
Okay.
And I was able to maintain that really, really well.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. And I did what everybody else did.
Right.
I sat home and I went through the cupboard and decided what shall we eat all day today? And I started to climb back up.
Okay. And then, so how much did you gain back?
I went back up to about 170.
Okay. So it wasn't like you didn't go.
No, I didn't go all the way back.
Okay. And at that point you have the sleeve is out, right? When you reach your goal weight, you're done, or?
The sleeve, because they remove part of your stomach, it's permanent.
Okay, that's permanent. Okay.
That's permanent.
Okay, but so you can still gain weight after you have that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and so you've gained back then 40 pounds.
Yes.
And so then at what point? And then after that you went on Wegovy. Is that it? Or
yes.
Okay.
I tried with all my might.
Right.
To lose weight again, and it just was not happening.
Okay.
So I reached the point where I qualified.
Okay.
Because insurance is a big thing with all of this.
And it's expensive, this stuff.
It's expensive.
And if you can get insurance to cover it, that's huge.
It's huge.
Okay.
It's huge. So I hit the point where insurance would cover it. So I've been on the Wegovy. This March was just a year.
Okay.
And I've been maintaining my weight the whole time.
So when you went on Wegovy, how long? So you went 170. You've now lost how much? Since.
So now I'm down to 127.
Okay. All right.
So a little over 40 pounds, close to 50 pounds.
Wow. Okay. And how long did that take to once you went on it?
It was a slow start because they start you out on a low dose.
Right.
And then as it slowly increases, your appetite decreases. So it was a slow start and a little bit disappointing because, you kind of want it to come off overnight,
right.
And it doesn't.
You want instant gratification, but
I do. But
did it still work on that?
Yes.
Did you feel was that more difficult, or when you initially did this?
Once it finally kicked in, it's been a breeze.
Okay.
It's been a breeze, and probably about 6 months to 8 months of being on it, I hit my goal weight, and now I'm maintaining.
Wow. Okay, so 6 months being on it, then you're like 40 pounds down. Okay, that's
Yes.
a lot in 6 months.
It
still.
is. It is.
Yeah,
It's quite a
that's
bit.
drastic. And so in terms of, and then you've lost all this weight, and then what do you think of your body at that point?
Then I'm thinking I look like I've melted. I really do.
Literally, like you have like a person of skin.
I do.
Yeah.
I have this person
Okay.
of skin,
Oh
and
my
I've
gosh.
got, my face looked melted. My thighs look melted. I put on a pair of shorts last summer and was horrified at what I saw in a pair of shorts.
Right.
You want to wear a cute top and you go like this and you've got these
you have,
great
like, the
big bat
flap.
wings.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like I said, I look in the mirror and it looked like my face had melted.
Okay.
Because, it all hangs and you've got jowls and you've got all of this skin under your neck and you feel great in one sense, but then you feel horrible
Right.
in another.
And was it specifically the Wegovy? Like when you had lost the weight previously, did you feel that way, or do you think Wegovy you like lose it differently?
I think because I'm older,
Right.
I lost it differently this time.
Well, that's just right. You lose volume when
Yes.
you're older. Right.
So
okay.
this time around, it was definitely different, and I don't think it's so much the Wegovy. Like I said, I think it's more age related.
Okay. Right. I know people, I feel like, again, it's still all very new, but I think there's, it does this, it does that with the weight loss, but you're like, just stuff happens when you lose weight in any, in any
way you
drastic
lose.
amount of weight, there's going to be, like you have that skin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so now, you've lost this weight, but yet you're still unhappy, which is so frustrating. And so then, had you been to Dr. Berlet before, or was he the first one you went to, or did you visit multiple people to talk about this?
For the procedures that I've had with Dr. Berlet, he's the one that I went to.
Okay.
I did have a procedure prior to him who my bariatric doctor had suggested a plastic surgeon. I had
Okay.
the abdominoplasty to get rid of like that.
Okay, so that was step one.
That
right?
was step one, where you have that like unfortunate apron
Right.
of skin.
Yep.
And that was my first journey into this.
Okay.
But I really wasn't comfortable with that plastic surgeon.
Okay.
And Dr. Berlet said he did a great job,
Okay.
but we just didn't have the chemistry that
Right.
I have with Dr. Berlet.
Yeah. Okay.
His office is so easygoing. He's
Right.
so easygoing that continuing with what I was doing, I wanted to be comfortable with who I was with.
Yeah. I know there's just something about his environment in his office where you're not like intimidated in any way.
No,
you just
no.
feel everyone's like just so warm.
Warm
right?
and welcoming and, kind of home-like.
Yes.
It's like you walk in and everybody's on a first-name basis and,
Yeah.
they know you when you walk in. It was nice.
Okay, that's
It's
great.
comfortable.
Right. Okay, and so then you meet with him, and and what was the first during the consult? What did you discuss with him?
The very first thing was because the first thing everyone sees is your face.
Right.
So that was definitely the first thing that I wanted to have taken care of.
Okay.
Years ago, I had some skin cancer, so I had a big scar running down the corner of my face, down my
Right.
cheek,
Okay.
that I wanted to have taken care of.
And you
with
still
this.
had that right when you went to him recently? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So that was one of the things that I brought to his attention that I was really concerned about, that I didn't know how that scar was going to change. Was it going to spread? Was it going to disappear?
Right. And so was the scar, so basically because you had loose skin, so was it sort of like,
The scar was definitely more visible.
okay.
Because when my face was fuller, the scar was filled out.
Right. Right.
And then as I lost weight and everything started to change, you could really see the scar.
Okay.
So when we talked about the facelift, the lower
Right.
facelift, that was one of my concerns was,
Right.
how are you going to
Well, I don't
fix
see a
this
scar
tip?
at all now. So did he somehow, was he able
Somehow
to,
when
he
when
cut
it
it
all
off?
when it
Okay.
all got lifted up and
It was
pulled
on this
back,
side
it
here?
was on this side.
Okay.
There's a little bit left.
Okay. Wow.
but
It's
you
not
can't-
visible at all.
No,
Okay.
not like it was.
Wow. Okay.
And like I said, because the face is the first thing that everybody sees,
Right.
that's what I wanted to have
Okay.
done first.
Right. Okay. And so how long? So you addressed your face first, like a facelift.
I did the neck.
The neck. Okay.
And the lower facelift. So it took care of the melted jowls and the loose neck skin. And
yeah, you have a very defined neck. Like, yeah, you definitely don't have. I mean, they call it Ozempic face, or this. I mean, I don't know if that's what you felt like you had, but you definitely. I don't see a scar, and it looks like very defined.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was going for. I didn't want to look all pulled back and stretched and plastic.
No.
I still wanted to look like me.
You don't look plastic at all. Yeah.
No, I still wanted to be me, but without all the loose skin.
Right. Okay. And how long ago was that?
That was October 30th of 24. So six months ago.
Okay. Yeah. So that's amazing, right? Like, and you can't tell it all.
No. Nope.
And so did people at work? So that was so you just did that, and then did anyone at work? And I know with the facelift, you can kind of hide it, right? So
yes.
How long after the facelift?
I was back to work in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I had very little bruising. I was fortunate. I had very little bruising. And there was only a couple people at work that knew exactly what I was doing.
Okay.
But anybody else that I came in contact with, because it looks like you and so natural,
yeah,
nobody really knew.
Really?
Yep.
Did they say, oh, are you, like, something looks different or anything?
You look like you were on vacation. Were you on vacation? Where'd you go? Kind of things is what I got.
Okay. And all right, so you've done your face, and so did you talk about, like, I want to first do my face, and then I want to do more, or then once you have your nice face, then you're like, then you started looking at other parts of your body?
Then I started looking at other things, because when you're 277 pounds, you don't want to go clothes shopping, you don't want to do things like that.
Right.
But then when I got to my goal weight and I wanted to go clothes shopping, you're standing in the dressing room and you're trying to try on a cute pair of shorts, and you've got all this extra inner thigh skin, and you want to wear a cute tank top, and you raise your arm and you've got these horrible bat wings, or you want to wear like not a cap sleeve, but a short sleeve, and then it's, just, you have all this stuff.
Right.
That makes you uncomfortable. I wanted to feel comfortable in my clothes and in my own skin.
Of course, yeah. Literally comfortable in your own skin. Right. And so now it's been, so you had the facelift at 6 months, and so then at what point, and like, did you feel like, now that I'm committed, this weight is not changing, I'm ready? Because you might, were you ever worried about, like, if you gain the weight back, like,
That's crossed my mind.
Right.
But we're not going to let that happen.
Right. Now it's like we're full on. And so tell me about the other stuff you had done and when you went to Taka.
So the beginning of March, I had the thigh lift. Okay, so that took off all of, I call them the chicken cutlets, because it did. It kind of looked like chicken cutlets.
Okay, and so with the thigh lift, what is he cutting?
Okay. So it runs from your knee.
Okay.
Runs from your knee.
Okay.
All the way up to your groin.
Okay.
And he basically takes away the loose skin, brings it together, somehow folds it in.
Okay.
And you've got a clean incision.
Wow.
He does all this in his office.
Wait, in his office? You don't even have to go to the hospital?
I don't have to go to the hospital. I don't have to go to a surgery center.
And were you under, or you were awake?
So they give you Valium.
Right. So it's just like the facelift. You just
have like the facelift. It's all done in his office.
Okay.
So you're with your friends.
Right.
Because the office staff is like your friends.
Right.
And you're there for about 2 hours, and you know what's going on around you. You can participate in the conversation or not.
Okay.
You can sing with the music or not.
And he sings too, right?
He sings.
I think he sings opera.
He sings all kinds of stuff.
Good or bad? Maybe he sounds better when you're
under. But you're very relaxed, and it's comfortable.
Okay.
And about a week and a half later, then I did the arms.
Okay.
Back in his office again.
Okay.
And after each thing, I was back into work in 4 days, 5 days.
Wow. And now so with the thigh, can you walk out of the office? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're there, he's cut off like half your leg, or like all that skin,
all this extra skin.
and just sews it up, and then you can just walk out.
Just walk out.
Wow. Did you ever, I wonder what he does with the skin.
I don't know. See, and I'm the type of person who wants to ask. I know, right? I'm the type of person who wants to ask. I'd be like, oh, that's cool.
I'm like,
but I didn't.
That's kind of weird to think about, right?
It is.
I was like, oh wow, that's an interesting garbage that they have from that off, right? Okay, but so the thigh lift and then the arms, like you were ready to go back a week and a half later to do your arms too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said this didn't even hurt? Like you can just cut off skin like this?
These two procedures did not really bother me at all.
Wow.
I wasn't uncomfortable. There's a tightness, obviously, when you go to move your arms or your legs. And even now, if I sit with my knees kind of up and then go to straighten out my leg, it still feels a little bit tight.
Okay.
But not painful.
Really?
No, not painful.
Wow. I mean, and your arms, look, we're only, so what was the date of the arm lift?
The arms were, so if that was March 3rd, maybe the 13th.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
So we're just like a month and a half.
Month and a half out.
Yeah. Wow. And I mean, like and we'll have the before and afters, right? So like, I would never think that you were someone that had big arms. Like you look like this. I mean, I didn't know you had another weight, but this like looks totally natural to me.
And if I've been sleeveless all day today and no one at work even noticed because the incisions are on the inside.
Right. Yeah. And I wouldn't even like think about that, but I mean, it's like, and are you open about it with work? Or, I mean, well, now they'll
I have not hidden anything I've done.
Okay.
So if someone asks, I'm very open and honest with it.
Right.
It's a journey that I've taken in my life.
Right.
And there's other people who may want to take that journey or be afraid to take that journey, and
because I would think people are noticing, and then you're like, wow, like what did you do? Like, do you get questions like that, or do people not want to talk about it? Like sometimes with work, there's like HR, right? Or
no one's been very specific about did you have this or did you have that.
Right.
It's just you look really good.
Yeah.
Which is fun to hear.
Yeah.
It's fun to hear.
I mean, in a year, right? I mean, because, you had lost the weight, but you still, like, then you gained some of it back. But in a year, you've, like, taken off this weight, and then now you have the skin. I mean, and maybe they hadn't, since it was, like, cold, they hadn't, like, noticed the skin.
It.
Right.
But it's something that I definitely noticed.
Yeah.
And it was upsetting.
Right.
It was disturbing.
Okay.
At
and
times.
Do you feel like now, did you look like this when you were younger, or do you look better than you've ever looked?
I would say I'm more comfortable than I've ever been.
That's awesome.
I was never thin.
Right. But now you're thin then.
I'm kind of not used to it yet, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Like, have you ever worn, like, this is such a beautiful dress. Have you worn a dress like this before?
More recently.
Right.
This is kind of like my new wardrobe, and
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to be sleeveless or have short shorts on. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's amazing. And so, were you ever the person that would like wear a tank top or?
No.
Okay.
Not really before. No. So it's all new. It's all new and it's fun and it's exciting.
Yeah, it's like a whole new life now.
It is.
In a whole new body, literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but I'm sure you have to replace like your entire wardrobe. Like,
my entire wardrobe has been changed.
Yeah.
A lot of clothes have been donated.
Right. Okay, well, that's good.
And, so it's fun. It's actually.
It's like you've lost so much weight you can't possibly tailor anything, right?
No.
it's like, it's not even worth it.
No, it
You're
wasn't
literally
worth
cutting
it.
the clothes in half.
Right. It's exciting. It's fun to go into a fitting room now, and try on sleeveless shirts or shorts or a skirt that maybe is a little bit shorter because you don't have all this extra skin.
Right. Wow. And like, do you sleep better, you think, now, or?
I think I sleep more comfortably.
Okay.
Because it is, believe it or not, skin is heavy.
Right.
Extra skin is heavy.
Did you lose weight just like weight and skin? Like, I'm just curious.
When there's been a couple pounds that have come off as
just pounds of skin.
Of skin.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So it definitely makes a difference. Mm-hmm. And you move easier without all of the loose skin. It's hard to describe unless you're in that position.
Right.
But it's different when it's gone.
Right.
It's different.
That's amazing. And do you like, so what kind of exercise do you do? Do you like,
I'm a walker.
okay, that's me too. Yeah. That's
I'm
great.
a walker.
Yeah.
I had done Pilates for quite a while, but with all of this, I've kind of stepped back from it.
Well, you
for a
probably
little
need,
bit.
like, I'm sure you can't exercise like that, like, right? Like be stretching.
Not right away.
Right.
You can. Eventually, you can get back
Yeah.
into it. So I'm hoping to get back into
Yeah.
it.
How long is the healing, like, before you can do like intense exercise?
It depends on the procedure. The facelift was a little bit longer. The arms and the thighs, because it was not, it's just skin being
Right.
removed. There's nothing underneath. There's no lymph nodes being touched. There's no muscle being touched. None of that.
Huh.
So that recovery was a lot quicker.
Wow. That's just, it's so fascinating because it's just not something that like you think about, you know?
No.
You can just literally like remove skin like
Remove
that.
skin. Yep.
Wow. I wonder, like, because I'm like, could there be I mean, I know people with like flaps or injuries, like you wish, but I think there's like something where you need your own skin, right? Like you can't like donate skin.
No, you can't.
It's like not like donating blood.
Right. True.
Right? And so that's so like fascinating. And I think you look amazing.
Thank you.
And like, so do you have any like new plans with your life now in the new body? And you said you have actually plans for more surgery, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Again, because everything kind of melts.
Right.
I'm going to be going to Dr. Berlet in June, and he's going to do the back lift.
Okay.
Where you actually take the loose skin from the lower part of your butt.
Right.
And lifts it up and smooths it out, and kind of gives you more of a shelf
Okay.
type look.
So like there's more contrast,
There's
right?
there's more
Okay.
contour and everything, because now, I'll be honest, when I sit down, it kind of looks like a tire tube around the back because it's all
Because
loose
everything
skin.
else has been like cut and
Right.
like lifted. And, okay.
Right, but this
Okay.
is still loose skin, that no matter how much you exercise, no matter how much you diet, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you can't do anything about the skin.
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah. So other than cut it, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. That's
And I asked, and I'm told it's the same type of procedure where it's no muscle, no lymph nodes, nothing underneath. So it's just skin.
Wow.
So the healing process should be about the same.
And then you're telling me it doesn't hurt. Like,
It did. I was not uncomfortable.
Okay.
That's my.
Are you just like super
experience.
tough, like superhuman?
I
Like,
do have a high tolerance for pain.
Okay.
But this definitely was not.
Like what? Like facelift versus the arm lift versus the thigh lift. Like which was?
Facelift was the most painful.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, they're touching muscle, they're
Right.
touching underneath and pulling and moving, and the skin is just skin.
Right. Wow. That's intriguing. Well, I just want to say, like, I am so impressed. And like, what would you say to someone who's like considering this, but like, you know, would you say it's worth it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because you not only feel better about yourself, and you feel better that you can wear fun clothes, and it just gives you a whole new feeling.
Right.
And it's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see people that you haven't seen in a long time, and they say, wow, you look really good.
Uh-huh.
That feels really good.
Yeah.
It does. It feels really good.
Right. And so now, like when you look at the old pic, like, can you believe that you?
I can't believe that's the same person.
Right.
Someone, I was in their wedding about 30 years ago, and she sent me recently a picture. And I looked at the picture at first, and I'm like, who's that? Who's
Really?
me? And I didn't even realize it was me. And I showed it to a friend of mine, and he goes, that doesn't even look like you.
Really? Mm-hmm. And you think you look better now than 30 years ago?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. My face is not as big and round, and
that's amazing. And so, like, you would encourage people. I mean, this is not for everyone, right?
No,
but
it's not.
But
It's
if you're like not like, there are options, right? If you're sitting at home and you're not happy with your weight, or
Yes.
or you've achieved something amazing, like lost a person, and you don't like your skin, like you would recommend, like, you think this is like worth it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was
Yeah.
definitely worth it. I don't regret any of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I don't hide it.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. And like I said, Dr. Berlet, you go into his office, you're dealing almost with family, you know, because everybody they're warm, they're welcoming, it's comfortable.
Right. And now, so the idea of the thigh lift and the arm lift, like, did that come from you, or were you like, okay, what should I do? Like, or had you researched it? Or like, I don't know, like, I had never.
It was a little bit of both.
Okay.
You know, when I first had gone in there, I'm like, all right, I've lost all this weight. This is what's gone on.
Right.
And we talked about different things, but I had to prioritize what I wanted to do first.
Okay.
And that was definitely the face, because like I said, that's the first thing everybody sees when you walk into a room.
Right.
And then afterwards, I kind of worked on it on my own. Like, what is going to make me feel better?
Right.
And that's when I decided the thighs and the arms first, because summer's coming, and
Right.
that's what's going to be out there next.
Yep, exactly. I know, and you can, like, so with these, do you have to stay out of the sun at all, or?
You have to be careful,
Okay.
Because they are new incisions, so the skin is like baby skin.
Right.
You have to be very careful, and sunscreen is your friend.
Right. Awesome. And so do you think you'll be done after you do the butt lift? I mean, and I'm not done. But for a while, like, as far as like with your body, is there anything else like?
For the time being, yes. Eventually, you know, the bags under the eyes run in the family, and
I have that too, but yeah, I did the fat, which I think helped with that. So like somehow that, since I did put this fat, but I don't know that you would need fat. I don't know if he's talked to you about that.
We've talked about
Okay.
it, but that's kind of down the
Yeah.
road.
I think your face looks amazing, refreshed. Like,
Thank you.
How old are you?
55.
Okay. Wow. You look great.
Thank you.
Like, you would
Thank you.
never know.
Thank you.
I mean, now at 55, I'm 50. Like, it's not. I mean, but like, I would think you. I mean, I thought you might be younger than me. So
That's fun to hear.
Yeah. I think you're. I mean, again, it's so natural. Like, you do not look like.
That's the thing that.
Did he do anything with your lips? It was just the face.
He did do the smaz.
Oh, he did.
Yes,
See,
he did.
yeah, it's again like the smaz. I think that's miraculous, because like.
And it's nothing
yeah.
I even knew about. And then when
Yeah.
the day came, they're like, oh, are you going to do the smaz? I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
I know. I had just learned that phrase recently, and I'm like, and my friend who had it, she was like, yeah, and he put this worm in my lips.
And that's exactly what it feels like.
And did you see it? Could you see it when you put it in? Or?
No, I couldn't
Okay.
see it, but you feel it, because it's almost like a threading from one corner of your mouth to the other, but it's all done inside.
Okay, so he's like threading the. Okay.
It's like it starts here and he runs it through, and comes out the other side on both the
Wow.
bottom and the upper. And he takes, I'm not sure if it's muscle.
Okay. Yeah.
From when he's doing the facelift, takes strands of that and then runs it through your lips. And I said, I just don't want to.
You don't want to look like those terrible lips that
those
people
terrible
have. I
lips
know.
that
That's
come
what
in
we
the
all
room
know.
before
Yes.
the rest of you comes in the room.
Exactly.
I did not want that. I did not
Yeah.
want that look.
Right.
And I don't think I have that look.
You don't at all.
No.
And do they look like? Because I'm sure. Like, do you love the new lips?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I notice them, but I don't.
It's very subtle.
Subtle.
Yeah.
It's very subtle.
It's your lips, but just with a little more like oomph.
right. Right.
So awesome. So we have Princess Kim here with her happy ending to her story, and I want to thank you so much for coming. I found your story so inspiring. I learned so much. I didn't know about these procedures before. I think you're going to educate a lot of people and also inspire a lot of people. I think these days there might be people in your shoes or in your skin. Like, I don't know what we call it, but like, congratulations
Thank
on the new you.
Thank you
Cheers
so
to
much.
you.
Thank you.
And cheers to Dr. Berlet.
Cheers to Dr. Berlet.
And
Thank you.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed the latest episode with Kim. I loved hearing her story and the journey of her transformation. Please remember to subscribe, write comments, ask questions, and we will see you next time on Once Upon a Surgery.